Good Friday morning, neighbors. Risk. This is a word I've used a lot in my videos. Understanding what risk is. Another part of this is going to be big things, maybe. Why they matter. But first to the risk idea. If you use a microwave, there's a specific interaction between that energy, microwave energy, and water molecules. In some classrooms and some conversations, that is called signal attenuation, that absorption of energy. Wave propagation, wave theory. The fact that that microwave energy at a certain frequency or harmonic of that frequency warms the water, boils the water, and passes that heat on to the material and tissue surrounding it. Remember, water is only what percentage of the foods that you might microwave. So there we have evidence of the interaction between high frequencies, high energy, and molecules. If you go searching for this thing, this interaction, these harmonics of molecules and energy sources that help to make life work, is how it works. So the microwave is an indication of risk. Most people know there's safeties trying to keep you from being able to put your head in there, your arm in there, or even stare at it the wrong way. There's shielding on that oven to keep you from getting too much of that energy. You can also notice, especially I've started with the earbuds, using Bluetooth, that there's interference patterns when you walk towards the microwave if it's on, or away from it, and you can actually move and find these interference areas. This is a property of waveforms, wave propagation. Lots of rules to that. The idea is that this understanding that I have comes from specific training in radar systems. So that word risk is huge. Huge. A big thing. How many people? You take a risk when you get on a bus. That is my inside joke. Scary buses. So these things are inherent to life. There's risks. That lion in the bush, that snake under the rock. Something we've evolved with. So there's a risk. There's an identification of a risk, something anyone can see and witness. You can go research it. There are a few colleges that have research into this effect of energy on molecules. I can find links if you want, but it's kind of more interesting to search for this and see how much or how little you get back on a particular topic. But this idea, the term for it is impedance in electronic circles. When you start dealing with frequencies, you start dealing with impedance instead of resistance, because it's physics, not futile. So the second half of this was big things. What are big things? My career was spent inside Fortune 100 companies. Some of the largest chemical companies on the planet. Some of the largest heavy and light industry on the planet. So you learn how these big things, these big systems work and interact. That was my specialty, is asynchronous systems, automation controls. So these big things, processes and procedures and rules and guidelines, this is an immense world of engineering, of the legal system, of walking out your front door, risks and big things. So these big things are big ideas, big organizations. Institutions is what I kind of rely on as a thought for something big that's supposed to do good. Education institutions, federal institutions, state institutions. Some people think of institutions as prisons. And that's one part of the criminal justice system, which is what it is. But big things. The EPA takes that fact of risks, EPA, capital EPA, takes that big thing we know of as risks and looks at and evaluates them for potential harm to society, American society, and all the little subroutines that are going on down there in that world. And they help make decisions, force decisions that can save lives, that can prevent cancer and diseases, that can help asthma and people suffering from lung and respiratory issues. This is the big things fact that need to work. I get the libertarian ideals that, you know, I'm an island, don't tread on me, all of those great things. But then the real world sneaks up on you and how big it is. For me, it was knowing the reliance on precursor materials, raw minerals, raw ore from the earth, and what it takes to make ultra high purity materials required for the world. I'm talking on this phone. Oh, it's a new phone, by the way, so I thought I'd give it a try. Anyway, risks and big things, these big things that need to work properly, that can evaluate what a risk is, properly presented for public discussion and forums. So, vote. Vote for or against, but vote. Peace is out.